Yo, what's going on, guys? Nemo Waves here. Be doing what if issei was betrayed part 2, and I don't feel like keeping it on like this picture, so I'm be playing my games as I go along with the story. So don't mind me, just listen to the story. You can watch the game too, but I don't really care. All right, so where I left off was the meeting, right? If I already finished the meeting, nah, let me redo the meeting, cause that's what we're not doing. All right. So, ew, sound like shit. All right, so we start off, and yeah, so we are going to start off with meeting. Yeah, so Orpheus knows it's issei. She goes up to him, kisses him, shit like that. So yeah, so that happens. First thing we're gonna do is, well, so last time we left off, we already know Reese's brother got the doodoo punched out of him. Reese's brother, Issei's ex best friends got the doodoo punched out of him, and Issei not giving two shits or fucks. He don't give shit or a fuck. He just punched doodoo out of them. So yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, they talking and shit like that. They having fun. They having fun. They doing them best friend shit. So yeah, Issei, he cool and stuff like that. And what's happening is we start the meeting. All right. First person to talk is of course Issei's. No, not Issei's shit. Reese's brother, and this nigga says, um, so like, so here's the thing, we need to talk about the power balance. Issei said what? And everybody said what? Issei he heard power balance. He was like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. Y'all can talk about that. I'm not gonna be a part of this. And it was like, cool. And they're wondering what the hell does he mean? He's not gonna be a part of this. And Issei says exactly as said. I'm not gonna be a part of it. And yeah, that's happening. And they're pissed because Issei is not even taking this seriously. They're like, and Ria says, Issei, get up. You're a part of this too. Issei says, and why is that? And Ria says, well, the humans can't have such a strong person on their side. And like I said before, he met gods, like a lot of them, he got trained by them. And Buddha says, wait a minute. So he gets acknowledged as a strong person representing the human race while I'm just a god. I'm confused here. He doesn't represent gods, nor does he represent humans. I'm confused here about what you're talking about. And so what do you mean he's not human? Issei says, I'm not human. I'm God. I'm a dragon. I'm a galaxy. I'm a planet. I'm a universe. I'm a star. What do you want? What do you want me to be? I'm an angel. I'm a demon. Like, what do you want? And Rias hears she's a demon. If you're a demon, you have to listen to me. I'm a high class demon. And all of them said, "Shut the fuck up, you." And all of them was like, "So, what does that have to do with Issei exactly?" And she says, "I'm a high class demon. I have more power than him." And they say, "But Issei is a god. He holds more power over demons than you do, but he just doesn't use it against you." And they're saying, "Fine." And so that's how it's going. Michael, he's trying to calm down everybody. Issei, he already went to sleep again. Yeah. So they're talking about the power balance, and Michael says, "So what are we gonna do about the power balance?" He says he's not a part of this, cause well, he's not really. He's not human. He's not God either. So what are we gonna do about this? And they said, "What do you mean? What are we gonna do about this? What can we do about this?" And Issei's right. And Issei's like, correct. You can't do anything about it. But that doesn't mean you can't try it, does it now? And say, what's the point of trying? We're ultimately gonna fail, aren't we? And Issei says, oh, you catch on quick, don't you? And he said, yeah, I get that a lot. And Issei, he says, so I'm going to be leaving. I have stuff to do. I have a life to live. And everybody's like, wait, Issei. And Issei says, yes. And they're like, but why aren't you staying? Issei says, this is not really my problem. I just want to live like a peaceful life. I don't really want to be like a god or some shit like that. So you guys do you, I'll do me, basically. And they're like, what? Issei says, yeah, so I guess bye. I don't know. I don't really care, nor do I know, so guess bye. And yeah, that's happening. So Issei dips, he goes, and stuff like that. And they're done with the meeting. And the goddesses are about to dip. And then Ria says, wait, goddesses. And they turn around and be like, what do you want, Ria's Grummery? And they say, can you tell Issei to come back to my can you make Issei come back to my entourage? And they're confused, like, how do you expect us to do that exactly? And she said, but you guys are goddesses. And they said, but Issei is stronger than us. So where does your logic fit into this? And Ria's just confused, like, what? And that's happening. So, yeah. So, that happens. Now, we come back to Issei, who is currently sleeping. Yes, Issei Hyodo is sleeping. Without a care in the world of what is happening on the outside world. Issei Hyodo is having the best time of his life. So yeah. So that happened, and the girls get home. They say, Issei, we're back. They don't hear anything. They think Issei is doing something, and they go check in his room and see that he's sleeping. They're like, oh, alright then. Then they go. So yeah, we're just gonna skip that whole day because like we like night and stuff like that, and yeah. So like take in mind, Konako's sister is a part of Issei's harem. So is Orpheus. So yeah, that happened, and yeah. So ill. Look at that jumping around ill, and you're brushing your teeth right now, bro. He on X Games mode. Look at this. Look at this dude. He on X Games mode. He on X Games mode, bro. Put your shirt back on. Ah, to have a blank screen as your ad. I'm kind of regretting this now because of the ads. But there's nothing we can do about it, can we now? So it's the next day at school. Orpheus takes on the child of the... Well, Orpheus decides, I'm gonna be a child. And does that. Yes, she decides to be a child. Decides to be a child and goes to Issei school. Not like she decides to be a 13-year-old child. And tell them, I'm 13. So yeah. They believe her. No, not 13. 17. So yeah, they believe her. And Issei sees this and he's like, Orpheus, why are you here? Orpheus said, I missed you. I wanted to be with you. And Issei says, but you're going to see me at home. And Orpheus is like, but I want to see you now. And Issei is like, fine, but don't try to cause a ruckus. Don't use your powers as a dragon here. These people don't have magical power, but they can still sense bloodlust and the pressure. So, Orpheus, she understands. She says, okay. Yeah. Next. Alright, that happens. And, yeah. So, that happened. No, this is probably not gonna be long. It's probably gonna be like a 15-minute video or some shit like that. No, I don't know. So, like I said, I was gonna give the daughter of the Jade Emperor screen time. I am giving her screen time right now. So, she is currently arranging stars, and then she decides, you know what, I'm not going to do that right now. I've been planning on creating this universe for a long time now, even though, but I might have to spend time with Issei and others, so she goes to Issei's school, applies with Orpheus, and yeah, she and Orpheus are the only ones that applied. Koneko's sister actually applied before those two. They're just the ones that applied at that moment in time. So yeah. So they applied. And Issei is wondering why are they okay. And yeah. So they've been basically staying with Issei. Not like we already know they've been staying with Issei at home, but like when it comes to like clinginess, they've been with Issei like all the time. And the girls are getting jealous cause like you know like they see this fine specimen. They see this fine specimen being taken on by like what 3 or 4 girls. Yeah, 3 or 4 girls. And they're not a part of it, so they're getting jealous. Rias is like, I want him back on my entourage. So she's power hungry basically. So yeah. And Issei's friends get jealous and they think, you know what? We have big brains. We're about to go on with this plan. And they go, and so forth, and they go to Issei and say, yo, look at this. We stole your girl Rias. And Issei says, what do you mean my girl? I don't recall her being my girl. So it's either you made a mistake or you're fucking dumb. She a stick, bro. You don't. Oh, never mind. So yeah. So that happened. And I guess that's it for the screen time. I mean, like, I can't really say anything. So, like, this is probably gonna be it for the series of What If Issei Was Betrayed. Made like a whole 1 hour long series and already made him 2 OP as is. You know what? Oh yes. Yes. Alright. So Rias and her brother gets the smart idea. You know what? We're gonna revive the previous demon kings or demon lords, it doesn't matter. So they go to a tomb where all the demon lords have been, and they revive all of them, telling them what happened and stuff like that. They lied and said a low class demon thinks that he has more power than us and stuff like that, and he thinks just because he's friends with gods he can defy us. And they hear this, they're like, oh, a low class demon, you say? All right then. And they plan to attack Issei's home. Yes. They all go to Issei's home. They step inside and say, Issei Hyodo, we're here to kill you. Issei says, what? And the demon lord said, you're a low-class demon and you're defying the king. And Issei says, what the hell? What are you talking about? And they said, they what? Fuck. What did they say? And they're confused, like absolutely confused, like what happened. Issei tells them that he's not a low-class demon. He's actually higher than them. So yeah. So Issei tells them that he's not the lowest class demon, actually the highest class above Rias and them, and even the emperors and demon gods. And Issei, he and Orpheus and them come out, and they see them, and they're shaking as hell. Like, and Rias yells out, "Why are they here?" And Issei says, "Cause they live with me, and plus they're my future wives." And the demon kings, they not slap Issei, they slap Rias and said, how dare you, those are goddesses and existence goddesses and the dragon goddess herself. And Rias, she's in shock because nobody's ever treated her like that. They've treated her like the golden girl and shit like that. So She's pissed, and they try to leave. The goddess of death says, I don't know who told you you could dip, but they must have been really dumb. And they're wondering, what do you mean? And they said, you're gonna die here today. Like, right here. Like, today you are going to die. And they're scared. They're scared as hell. So yeah, that happened. And they're and that happened, they die. Rias died, and the entourage, they're worried the next day, and they're like, what happened to Rias? Issei said they died. She died. Well, yeah, she died with her brother and stuff like that. Michael hears this. He knows he can't do anything. He's like, okay. Stuff like that. So, they die. They died, so they know they can't do anything, so they don't even try. So, yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's it for this series. Since, well, what happens next is just Issei gets married. He has kids. Like, we already know he has kids from the goddesses. Then he smashes all those other girls and has kids with them. So yeah, I guess. Alright then, I guess that's it, and bye.